Right. I want Pratap. So you all will come to the grade 11 fast track theory program. So we are in the equation lesson. So we completed the simple equations, simultaneous equations, and now we are at the quadratic equations. So in the quadratic equations, we discuss the first part, the factorizing method, which is coming under the first paper, how to factorize and then how to solve the equation. So today we are discussing the quadratic equations solving by the other two methods, and I will totally complete the lesson today, the equation chapter. Okay, right. So we have the other two methods, the completing the square method, right? Then the other one by the formula. Okay, so these methods will be discussed today. Then I will give an idea about what is the completing the square meaning, and then we will do it today, right? Okay, write down this topic: solving quadratic equations by completing the square. By completing the square. Right. Okay. So now we are at the completing the square part. See there. So what is completing? Completing as a square part, perfect square. Okay. So I take here, imagine what are the perfect squares. Before move to that, I take, like, if I have x plus 1 perfect square, so how to expand it? That is a perfect square. You know that first term is x, then x squared plus the product of two terms and twice of it. Twice of the product, 1 into x, 1x twice, that is 2x, plus the second term is square. Second term is 1, then 1 square is 1. Okay. Then if I take x plus 2 is perfect square, how to take the answer? Then x first term is square plus twice of the product of the two terms. Product the 2 into x, 2x twice, that is 4x, plus the second term is square. Second term is 2. 2 square is 4. Okay. Then x plus 3 perfect square. So how to write? X squared plus product here. Product is 3 into x, 3 into x, 3x, twice of that, that is 6x, plus the second term is square. Second term is 3, that is square. 3 squared is 9. So likewise, it is running. If it is having x minus 5 perfect square, tell me, first term is squared, then 5 into x, 5x, minus 5x, because minus sign there, minus 5x. Product twice is minus 10x, right? Plus the second term, x square. Second term is minus 5, that is square is 25, positive 25. So now we are going to convert our equation in this format. We have to convert this into a perfect square. We need to come from right side to the left side. Now how we deal it? When it perfect square, see that x squared, and then here if it is minus sign, then minus sign, and here 10 is there, then you can see here the term is half of that 5. Here middle term coefficient 6, x coefficient is 6, then here half of that 3. So x coefficient 4, half of that comes. X coefficient 2, half of that comes. So now remember that way how we convert the slight expansion into a perfect square. Okay, right. So now I will write this right side and I ask you to come to the left side. That's what we need in this lesson, writing an expressions as a perfect square. So then I will explain why we need that one. X squared, I have minus 12x, right, plus 36. So how to write the perfect square? Right, x square means here x there, right? Imagine here 36 is there, so you can say that 36 comes as which square? 6 square. Okay, that is one method. By looking into this one, you can see 12, half of that is what? 6. Okay, that minus sign is there, so here minus half of the x term 6 to become perfect square. Okay, then see there x squared plus we have 8x plus 16. So how to write as a perfect square? Square. So x squared there. So you write x. Then x coefficient is plus 8. Half of that comes here. So half of that means plus 4. Okay. Now expand it and see that is the perfect square. You can see that how it comes. Right. Okay. Write down these concepts, perfect squares, and right side and the left side. You can convert both the sides first, because this is an understanding how to write a given expression as a perfect square. Quickly write it down. Okay, now you know how to convert a perfect square. Then these terms given, you can write down the left side also. Okay, finish writing. Okay, right. That is done. Good one. And sub those who completed. Okay, right. So what I am going to do now, see there, I have an equation, so I am going to make it a perfect square. Why? So if I have this type equation, right, x squared equal 9, can't I find the x? I can take the square root of both sides. So if I have x squared equal 5, can't I find the x? I can. So if I have x minus 1 perfect square equal 3, can't I find the x? I can. So any perfect square is there and the numeric other sides, I can subject x. So this is the purpose of this completing the square. Okay, right. So that's why we need to convert the any expressions of the equations into a perfect square. When I convert it to a perfect square, that square value is known, then I can subject the x, then I can find the value of unknown term. That is the main purpose of this. Okay, then I will take an example equation and I will solve it for you. Right, see now. So this is my equation, x squared minus 6x minus 3 equal 0. X squared minus 6x third balagne minus 3 equal 0. Step by steps, I will explain it, right? So you have to see very carefully. So this is 10-mark questions in the O-level paper. Lot of students are failed in completing the square parts, right? Okay. So what is that now? Quadratic equations. Okay. Now x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 type. Okay, that is fine. The other thing, can't we factorize? We will check whether it factorized or not. If it is factorized, that is the easiest way. But see there, this is a trinomial quadratic expression, but it is not factorized. So normally in paper 2, it is given a equations which is not factorized. That now that all then in that way also we have to so can't we do factorizing equations by the completing square? We can, but that is longest path. Factoring is the easiest path. So factorizing වෙන්නේ නැති එකක් තමයි පුතේ අපිට විභාගෙට එන්නේ. ඒතර ඒක solve කරන්න තමයි මේ methods දෙක තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර factorize වෙනේව බැරිද මේකෙන් හදන්න ඒත් පුළුවන්. ඒ උත්තරම එනවා. I will show you. Right. So this is the steps. Now our purpose is to make this expression as a perfect square. So what I do, I bring this coefficients -3 to the other side and check whether the equation right side equal to 0. I check first right side 0 or any other terms there, then bring all the terms to left side. And then what I do, I bring this -3 to the other side, then it goes as the +3. Okay, I pass this -3 to the other side, sign change to the +3. Then I need to convert this part as a perfect square. Okay, so we have x squared and x terms only, but in a perfect square, x squared, x and a constant was there. Then you know how to write the perfect square. You required, then we say x minus 2 is squared, then we had x squared minus 4x plus 4. So this coefficient half, make it half එක තමයි මෙතන ඉන්නේ. එයාගේ square එක නේද මෙතන add වෙලා තියෙන්නේ 4. 4 ගේ half 2, that square is there 4. Right. If I take x plus 3 squared, then x squared plus 6x plus 9, then how this constant get created? Half of that terms means 3, that square is the 9. That is how it came. And if we make it add කරන්න perfect square එකක් වෙන්න නම් which terms we need to add? Half of this x coefficient. X coefficient is -6. Half of that means what? -3. The -3 square I can add. Right. So you have to add -3. That is half of that 6 half -3. -3 square. The -3 square can give 9. 3 square 9. -3 square +9. So here also you add 9. Why you add? Here the equation, when you add anything to here, you have to add the same things to the right hand side. So make a කොහොමද ආවේ? මෙයා දෙකට බෙදුවා එක square එක ගත්තා. 6 divided by 2, that is 3. 3 square you added to the both sides. Now you can see this is as a perfect square. Make a perfect square එකක් කොහොමද ලියන්නේ? X squared there you write x Here minus sign, you put minus sign. You take x coefficient half. 6 is there, half of that means 3. Then make the perfect square. Now that part indicates this equal. 3 plus 9 become as 12. Okay, that is what we need. Any doubts? You can ask. Now x minus 3 perfect square equal 12. Now subject x minus 3. Subject x minus 3. How you do it? Square cancelled with taking square root here. You got square root here. So you have to take the right hand side square root. So when you take square root, you have plus or minus answers. Two answers, plus or minus square root 12. Okay, that is the second step. Now x minus 3 equal, right? Now you know that 12 is a third having perfect square inside that. So we can simplify that third further. How? See there, square root 12. On බලන්න ඒක simplify කරන විදිය. Right, you can write it as a product of a perfect square and a non-perfect square. What are the perfect squares you know from the beginning? 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, likewise. So here you can make a product of which perfect square? 4 into 3. So you can write inside that 4 into 3. Now, square root 4 is what? Square root 4. Now, separately give square root 4 is 2. 2 and offer this square root, the sign with the 3, then square root 3. So, it is the answer 2 root 3. Now, you simplify this square root 12 as 2 root 3. In your mind, check it. 12 is 4 into 3. 4 root, square root means 2. 2 root 3. Okay. Which I did here. Plus or minus 2 root 3. You have to simplify it. Okay, now subject x here. We have two options. Take first option plus option. So you write x minus 3 equal plus 2 root 3. Oh, the other one, x minus 3 equal negative 2 root 3. Two options there because that is a quadratic having two solutions. Now subject here x. What you do like simple equation, bring this minus 2 3 to the other side, then 2 plus root 3 plus 3 goes there. So that is an answer. Or the other answer is x equal, bring this 3 to the other side, 3 minus 2 root 3. Okay, so in the exam within the bracket, they will give the answer for root 3 and then you have to further simplify and take the answer. Okay, so with the root values, this is my answer. Right, root එක මගේ answer එක මේ දෙක, right? But in the exam, they give us root 3 is this much. Then substitute 2 into that value plus 3. Then here 3 minus 2 into that root 3 value. Okay, පුතා. So that is our understanding. මේක දුරට අල්ල ගන්න අපි මේක ගණන් කීපයක් කරමු. එතකොට මේක clear වෙනවා. So that is the quadratic part, solving with the completing the square parts. Right. Everyone write this one. If any doubt, you are free to ask. Correct it. Okay, hands up once you finish it. Okay, right. So now I will give you, I will do another one, right? See there, x squared, this type of question. Right. හොඳට බලා ගන්න එතකොට subject කරපු විදිහ x. So here not factorized means not a perfect whole number is taken as the answer. හරියටම x එනවද perfect answer එකක් නැහැ. දැක්කනේ? Right. So now this is my equation x squared plus 2x minus 1 equals 0. Is it factorized? No. This is not factorized. So what you see down here, first check x squared coefficient, that shall be 1. Here 1. So okay, then 2x minus 1 equals 0, other side 0. So what is the first step? Bring this coefficient negative 1 coefficients to the right side. So what is that? X squared plus 2x equal minus 1 goes to the other side plus 1. Okay, then check here. You need one constant terms to convert this part as a perfect square. Make a perfect square. You have x square terms, x terms, and you require the constant term here. So which part you need to add? What is how to decide it? X coefficient is plus 2. Half of that means 2 half means 1. Right, you will add 1 square both sides. You will add 1 square to both sides. 1 square means 1. Okay, half of this x coefficient square is added to both sides. Okay, now that is x squared plus 2x plus 1 equal here. 1 plus 1 become 2. Now you can write this as a perfect square. How? You write x and plus there plus half of the x coefficients, 2 half means 1. Perfect square equal here 2. Okay, now that is square, perfect square equals something value. Then how to subject x plus 1? Taking square root of both sides. Then write x plus 1 isolated as equal square root of the other side, but plus or minus square root 2 here. Okay, so this cannot be further simplified. This third is cannot further simplified. So you write it as, now you write or plus option x plus 1 equal plus root 2, or the other option x plus 1 equal minus root 2. Now simplify this x. plus 1 goes to the other side as minus 1 plus root 2, right? Over here, x equal, bring plus 1 minus root 2. So these are the two answers with thirds. Okay, correct it. Take the answer quickly. Right, understand the steps there, right? How you do it, constant goes to other sides, then x coefficient half square is added to both sides, and then you wrote it as a perfect square, and then take the square root of both sides, then subject x. So when you take square root, you have plus or minus two values there. Right. Now we move to the next question. Right. I think that is okay to you. Finish writing. Right. Now I take x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. Then balan vidinde. Udra balaginin. Okay, so what we do? We bring first step equal mark 0 there and constant transfer to the other side. Okay, now it is negative 5. Plus 5 goes to the other side, negative 5. Okay, then what you do? Right. Then what you do, you have to add the constants having a perfect square of these expressions. So how to do that one? Balana karapu vidhi api x ge coefficient ke half ganna. You add here half of 7, right? Half of negative 7, right? That is the x coefficient half, right? And you add that square to the both sides. Okay, then here also you add negative 7 half that perfect square. That is square to be added to the both side. X coefficient එකේ භාගයේ square එක ගන්න ඕනේ දෙපැත්තටම add කරනවා. So now here you can see that what is the answer? Negative 7 square positive 49 and 2 squared is 4. Okay. Then here negative 5 plus 7 square 49 upon 4. So what you add here both sides 49 upon 4. It is fractional mode. But now you know how to write the perfect square. X squared means x you written and half of the x coefficient is right. Here negative then negative. Half of x coefficient half is right 7 upon 2 perfect square. Then equal simplify here. So the denominator 1 you take the common denominator 4 into 1 4 and multiply 4 into 5 negative 20 and here plus 1 into 49 positive 49. Okay, then x minus 7 upon 2 perfect square equal, right, 20, negative 24, positive 49 means 9, positive 29 upon 4. Okay, that becomes positive now. So now perfect square equal something here. So you have to take the square root. Then when you take square root here, it becomes x minus 7 upon 2. 2 is cancel power with the square root. Then here plus or minus 29 square root as well as the 4 square root. 4 square roots means what? 2. And directly because we have 4 square root value 2. Now we have two options, right? First one, x minus, the second step, x minus 7 upon 2 equal plus root 29 upon 2, or the other one, x minus 7 upon 2 equal negative root 9 upon 2. Now subject x, x equals 7 upon 2 plus root 29 upon 2, or here x equals 7 upon 2 minus root 29 upon 2. Now here 2 is the common denominator, 7 plus root 29, or here x equals 7 minus root 29 upon 2, right? So these are the answers. So you cannot further simplify the root 29. එයා perfect square එකකයි නැති එකකයි product එකක් විදිහට හදන්න බෑ. හදනවා නම් 4 into කීයද 9 into කීයද 16 into කීයද අන්න ඒ වගේ values එන්න ඕනේ. So in the exam they will give root 29 a value, then you have to substitute it and you can finalize the answer with decimal. So we will do such type questions when root value given, but at the moment write it down. Okay, so what is the specialty here? We had a coefficient, x coefficient, which is not exactly divisible, that is under fractional mode, 7 upon 2, right? Remember that way, okay? So there are three methods, three ways of the exam questions. First one, like linear, having a coefficient, exactly coefficients divisible by 2. Then the other one having x squared coefficient. Now we will then discuss whether x squared coefficient is there without 1, like 2, 3 coefficients there, how to solve. Okay, hands up those who understood this one. Everyone got the method. Write me 10 mark question complete in the square. Sometimes you may not learn yet. This is a last lesson in grade 11 math in I think second term, last part. Second term, the equation lesson. Right, quickly write it down. Right. Once you finish, you can raise your hand. Okay, right. Then I will give one questions you to do. Right. Right. Solid. Right. First one, take the answer. Right. Okay, these are the two questions you to do. I need your answers. Right. Try to take the answer. Solve the question. Right. Using the complete in the square and drop to the chat. X is how much? Right. What about the answer? We'll check. Right. We will go one by one now. Right. Check there. And here I will solve you to the final answer. Okay. When the root value given, how to solve it. Okay. I deal with first question. Second question is x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. We will deal with that later. And here we will deal here. Okay. See there. So x squared, right, minus 2x, and bring this minus 5 to the other side as positive 5. Okay. Then make this left side as a perfect square. How? The x coefficient half, what is that? X coefficient negative 2. Negative 2 half means negative 1. You add that square, negative 1 square to both sides. Okay. Then what happened? X squared minus 2x, negative 1 square is positive 1, equal 5 plus, right? Then negative 1 square means positive 1. Okay. Then here you can write as a perfect square. How? X squared mean x, here minus, right, 2 we have 1 perfect square. Okay. 2 we have gone on within 1 square equal 5 plus 1 6. Now square equals something, then how to subject this part? Take the square root of both sides. So you write x minus 1 equal, right, plus or minus. When you take the square root value, that gives plus or minus values, plus or minus square root 6. Okay, now you have two options, either x minus 1 equal plus root 6 or either x minus 1 equal negative root 6. So you write x minus 1 equal positive root 6, one option, or the other one, x minus 1 equal negative root 6. So here subject x as 1 plus root 6, or here you can subject 1 minus root 6. Okay, now in the exam, they will give a value, approximate value for root 6, right? So imagine they give as within bracket, take, make a Gaussian equation, they not take square root 6 equal 2.4 and find the value of x to the first decimal place. No mahano. Right. අපිට නිකම් පොඩි සැටිස්ෆැක්ෂන් එකක් එනවා අපේ ගාන තුල root 6 deal වෙනවා නම්. හැබැයි ගානේ අපිට දීලා තියෙනවා root 6 මේක විදිහට ගන්න. හැබැයි අපි හදාගෙන යනකොට අපිට එනවා root 8, අපිට එනවා root 5. එමුණා sorry තමයි අපිට වැරදිලා. අපිට පොඩි satisfaction එකක් එනවා. root 6 තමයි ගානේ දීලා තියෙන්නේ. අපිට ඉන්නේ root 6මයි මෙතන. එහෙනම් එහෙම කියලා අපිට 100% හරි කියන්න බෑ. හැබැයි අපිට මේක නාවොත් අනිවාර්යෙන් අපිට වැරදි. හරි? ඒක ඔලුවට දාගන්න. Right. So root 6 given as 2.4. Now how you substitute? Do this manner. 1 plus for root 6 you substitute 2.4. Then 1 plus 2.4 means you can add 2 plus 1 3, 3.4 for x value. And here 1 minus root 6, that is 2.4. Right, then 2.4 ගෙන් 1 subtract කරන්න. එතකොට එන්නේ 1.4, right, but that is negative 1.4. Okay, right, correct it, and this one right within the bracket. Normally in the question, root value given and final simplification is required as this. Okay, correct it. Hands up those who got the answer. Even I need by the square root values. Okay, that is done. ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා අහන්න පුතා, right? You are free to ask any questions, so I can give mics on to you. Yes, you can ask any, you can raise any questions. Here not much students are there, so even you can ask any issues. Okay, right. මෙතන සමහරු -1 ගන්න නැතුව කෙලින්, මොකද මෙතන මයිනස් උනත් ස්ක්වයර් ගනිද්දී පොසිටිව්ම නෙන්නේ හැම වෙලේම. ඒතකොට සමහරු මේක දෙක විතරක් 2 විතරක් කන්සිඩර් කරලා ඒකේ half 1 ස්ක්වයර් ඇඩ් කරනවා 1 කියලාම. කෙලින්ම 1 කියලාම ඇඩ් කරනවා නෙගටිව් 1 ස්ක්වයර් ගන්න නැතුව. හේතුව නෙගටිව් එකක ස්ක්වයර් ගනිද්දී පොසිටිව් වෙනවා. හැබැයි ඇත්තටම වෙන්නේ මේක, right. Okay, right. Now we move to the dot other ගෙදර යනකොට මෙන්න මේකේ right equations ඕන එකක් solve කරන්න පුළුවන් by two methods. මම formula එකක් කියලා දෙනවා. හරි, right. This one මේ වගේ ඉතින් ගණන් 1000ක් practice කරන්න ඕනේ නෑ පුතා. right, concept එක අල්ලගන්න. concept එක අල්ලගත්තට පස්සේ මෙන්න මේ ආකාරයෙන් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම આવොත් අපි හදන විදිය මේකයි කියලා ඒ 1000ක් හදන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එතකොට වෙන්නේ පාඩම් කිරීමක් වගේ. එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. හොඳට logically ගන්න මේක වෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. ඒ මෙහෙම උනේ. Right. So now what is the first step? Take this plus 1 to the other side. So x squared plus 3x equal negative 1. Then add half of the x terms square to the both side. Half of x terms means 3 upon 2. That is square to the both side. 3 upon 2 square to the both side. Okay, now here x squared plus 3x plus 3 squared means 9, 2 squared is 4. Keep in your mind. Then negative 1 plus 9 upon 4, both the side. So now you write this is as a perfect square. How? X plus, right, half of this x coefficient is 3. Half of that means 3 upon 2 perfect square equal. Here simplify. How to simplify? Easiest way. Balan. මේ දෙන්න multiply කරන්න. 4 into 1, 4 common denominator. Then cross multiply කරන්න මෙහෙම. 4 into minus 1 means minus 4 plus 1 into 9 plus 9. Fraction simplify කරන්න පුළුවන්. 4 into 1, 4. Then 4 into minus 1, minus 4. 1 into 9 plus 9. So now x plus 3 upon 2 perfect square equal, right, minus 4 plus 9 means plus 5 upon 4. Now take the square root of both sides, then x plus 3 upon 2 equal plus or minus square root of this fraction. එතකොට බලන්න square root එක ගනින්න 5 ට root එක යනවා, 4 ට root එක යනවා. 4 square root means 2. Square root 4 means 2. හරිනේ, 4 ගේ root එක එකපාරම 2 කියලා දැම්මා. Then now you have two options. What are they? X plus 3 upon 2 equal, first answer, plus root 5 upon 2, or the other one, x plus 3 upon 2 equal negative root 5 upon 2. Okay, then subject here x equal negative 3 upon 2 plus root 5 upon 2. Okay, or here x equal, bring that one, negative 3 upon 2, negative root 5 upon 2. Okay, now you can see that 2 is the common denominator. Root 5 minus 3, or minus 3 plus root 5. Or here x equal negative 3 negative root 5 minus upon 2. Okay, now imagine root 5 value given as 2.2, right? In the equation they given, take root 5 as 2.2 and simplify it to the first decimal place. Now you substitute for here. Balance substitute karna dia plus method substitute karan root 5 means 2.2 upon 2. Then simplify karan 3 walling 2.2 subtract by their different signs. Right? Though then 8 0.8. Right? That is negative 0.8 divide by 2. So to key the in minus 0 point, I equal divide to 4. X equal negative 0.4. Then x equal negative 3, negative root 5 means 2.2 upon 2. Then it becomes negative 5.2 upon 2. Then negative 2 into 2, 4. 1, so 6, negative 2.6. Okay, both are negative roots, negative solutions. Right, correct them. Okay, correct them. Then we will move to equations with coefficient with having x coefficient, x squared coefficient. Here in all the equations we had x squared coefficient 1. Now the equations deal with x squared coefficient is not 1, a different value. තාම කෙටි කාලයේ තියෙන පුතා. එතකොට මේක හොඳට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අපි අද වෙනකොට මෙන්න මේ ගණන් ටික ඕකේ වුණා. එතකොට මං සති කීපයක් මට හිතෙනවා ඒක හොඳයි කියලා රිවිෂන් ටියුට් එකක් දීලා මෙන්න මේ ගණන් ටික අපි හදනවා. graphs. collection එකක් තියෙනවා, combination එකක්, graphs. Then we discuss percentage. Then statistic, then we now discuss the equations, right? Equations, two types. So simultaneous can do and equations quadratic can do. So we have 5 equations done. So now I practice it for a certain period, right? So දවස් කීපයකට අපි practice කරනවා. ඒතර හිතන්නකො එක සතියක අපි මේකෙන් ගණන් දෙක ගානේ දෙනවා කියලා හිතන්න. graph 2 2 2 කොහොම 2 4 6 8 10, right? එතකොට ඊ ගණන් 10 හදනවා ඔයාලා සතියක ඒක ඩිස්කස් කරනවා, right? මොකද අපි නැතුව ආයි දිගටම ගියොත් කරගෙන ආර පරණ ඉගෙන ගත්තේ අමතකයි. හරි, ඒ නිසා මගේ දැන් මේකේ equations මේ පාර්ට් එක උනා. ඒතකොට 50% ඉවරයි අපි පේපර් එකේ. 50% second paper again අපි මෙතනදී discuss කරන්නේ. The second paper එකේ 50% done, 5 equations ඉවරයි. 10 ලියන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒ 50% ප්‍රති කීපයක් අපි practice කරනවා, right? එතකොට ඔයාලට හොඳ දැනුමක් එනවා. විවිධ graphs equations දානවා මම, exam paper equations දානවා, provincial level දානවා, right? guessing equations දානවා. දාලා ඒව ටික ඔක්කොම practice කරනවා. හරි. එතකොට හොඳ idea එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේ 50% mark ගන්න පුළුවන් second paper, right? හොඳම අවස්ථාවක්, opportunity එකක්. ඒතර බය වෙන්න එපා. geometry එක ලස්සනට හරි ලේසියෙන්ම කරලා දෙනවා. ඔක්කොම ටික එකපාර session එකකින් අපිට refresh කරගන්න පුළුවන් geometry එක. ඒතර මේ ටික practice කරාට පස්සේ මම geometry පටන් ගන්නවා. geometry theorem ටික එක session දෙකකින් අපිට completely done කරන්න පුළුවන්. වෙනස් විදිහකට ඒක කියලා දුන්නා. හරි? Right. Okay. Now we are moving to the solving the quadratic equation with x squared coefficient like 2, 3, whatever, not one value. Right. මේ වගේ ගානක් අපි යමු. So this is my value 2x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. Right. So what is the speciality? Now we have three types of equations in the exam. Right. First one is what? X squared coefficient is 1 as we did previously. And here x coefficient is divisible by 2. Make a lesson divisible by 2 now. Some are there x squared coefficient 1, but x coefficient is exactly not divisible by 2. It is fraction mode. Second scenario again. The third category is x squared coefficient is not 1, maybe 2, 3, or whatever. In that manner, you have to do a specific thing. So you have to make x squared coefficient as 1 first. And I make x squared coefficient 1 කරගන්න. මුලින්ම එක කරගන්න. එතකොට කොහොමද 1 කරගන්නේ? Here 2 there. So you have to divide by 2, right? All the terms divide by 2, right? First step, do that. Or you can do it as second step by transferring this one to the other side also. You can do it, no problem. So I first transfer this one, negative 2 to the other side, positive 2. But keep in your mind, you have to make this as 1. Then what you do? You divide all the terms here by 2. All the terms divide karna 2. Then what happened? 2 cancelled here. Then x squared minus here 1 upon 2x. 1 upon 2x equal here 2 upon 2 means 1. 2 upon 2 is 1. පැහැදිලිද මේ step එක කරේ? We divide by 2 all the terms, left hand and right hand side. Any doubts you can ask. Now as the previous questions, දැන් අර විදිහටමයි යන්නේ. Now check now here x squared fine, x coefficient is half minus half. දැන් වැඩි මෙයා දෙකෙන් divide කරන්න ඕනේ. Half divide කරපුවාම දෙකෙන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ලේසි ක්‍රමයේ මතක තියාගන්න. When a fraction is divided by 2 actually happen, how you divide by half by 2? You know the fraction division. First one as it is, multiplication, division, multiplication, and take the reciprocal. 2 upon 1 mean 1 upon 2. Then 1 into 1, 1 upon 2 into 2, 4. It came as 1 upon 4. But simply remember, කෙටියෙන් මතක තියාගන්න පුතා, fraction එකක් දෙකට බෙදෙද්දී denominator එක දෙකෙන් multiply කරන්න. එහෙනම් 1 upon 2 දෙකට බෙදන්න mind එකෙන් පුළුවන්. Denominator එක විතරක් දෙකෙන් multiply කරන්න. Then 1 upon 4. එහෙනම් 1 upon 3 divide කරන්න දෙකට, මෙහා දෙකෙන් multiply කරන්න 1 upon 6. Right. එහෙනම් 1 upon 5 දෙකට බෙදන්න 1 upon 10. Right. හැබැයි මේ වගේ එකක් තිබ්බොත් 2 upon 3 දෙකට බෙදන්න. එතකොට denominator එක දෙකෙන් multiply වෙන්නේ 2 upon 6. හැබැයි මෙයා simplify කරගන්න පුළුවන්. 2 1 2 3 කියලා දර 1 upon 3 වෙනවා. තේරුණා නේද? right 1 upon 3 කරගන්න simplest කරගෙන ඉන්න පුළුවන්. හැම වෙලේම දෙකෙන් divisible වෙනවා කියන්නේ denominator එක දෙකෙන් multiply කරගන්න. lazy 1 upon 4 here. Okay? Right. එනම් මෙතන වෙනස, right, the fractional coefficient divide by 2, then that becomes 1 upon 4. But that is negative 1 upon 4. You add 1 up negative 1 upon 4 square to the both side. Right. Make add කරන්න දෙපැත්තටම. So what happened? X squared minus 1 upon x plus 1 squared minus 1 squared 1 upon 16. Here also 1 squared 1 upon 16. Now here you can write x minus මෙයාගේ half එක ගන්නෑ. දර මතක තියාගන්න x coefficient half. එතකොට 1 upon 2 ගේ half කවුද? denominator එක 2 වලින් multiply වෙනවා. එතකොට 1 upon 4 perfect square equal here 16. මෙතන 1 into 16 16. මේ දෙන්න multiply කරා මේ cross multiply කරන්න. 16 into 1 16 plus 1 into 1 1. So x minus 1 upon 4 perfect square equal, right, 17 upon 16. Now take the square root of both sides, then x minus 1 upon 4 subjected as plus or minus. Here is square root 17 upon square root 16. Square root 16 means what? 4. Directly you can write. Now subject two occasions here. Then you write x minus 1 upon 4 equal plus occasion plus root 17 upon 4. Right. Or the other one, x minus 1 upon 4 equal negative root 17 upon 4. Right. Now subject x, bring that one to the other side, 1 upon 4 plus root 17 upon 4. Then x equal 4, 1 plus root 17 upon 4. Here subject x, bring that one upon 4 minus root 17 upon 4. And keep the denominator 4, 1 minus root 17 upon 4. So in the exam, a value given for root 17, then that substitute and take the answer. Okay, write down පුතා. මේකේ තමයි එන්න පුළුවන් අමාරුම type එක. Right. අමාරුම type එක කියන්නේ මෙතනත් fraction එකක් ආවේ. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ආව divisible වෙන්න එකක්. ඊට පස්සේ divisible වෙන්නේ නැති fraction එකක් එන්නේ. divisible වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි whole number එකක්. දැන් fraction mode එකක්. ඒ fraction mode එකක් ආපුවම solve කරන විදිහ හොඳට බලා ගන්න. විශේෂත්වය මෙතන x coefficient එක දෙකට බෙදෙනවා. ඒතර half ගේ දෙක භාගය කියන්නේ 1/4. 1/3 ආවනම් 1/6 තමයි මෙතෙන්ට එන්නේ. මෙයාගේ half එක. ඉතින් මතක තියාගන්න. Take the answer, පුතා. So next day onwards, then we will revise these 5 questions again and again for certain period, right? Then 50 marks totally done, no any equations. The 50ක් අපි ඉවර කරනවා. අගෝස්තු මාසෙම අපි මේක ඩිස්කස් කරනවා. මේ equations පහ නැවත රිවයිස් කරනවා ගැටලුම හදලා. right? අපි සැප්තැම්බර් මාසේ ආයෙ පටන් ගන්නවා ඉතුරු ගැටලු පහ ජියොමෙට්‍රි වලින්. එතකොට අපිට වැඩසටහනකට යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර පේපර් ක්ලාස් එකේ අපි පේපර් එක අප්ලෝඩ් කරනවා අද හෝ හෙට right වෙබ්සයිට් එකට. ඒතර පේපර් එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර මේකේ මැටීරියල්ස් ඔක්කොම දැන් ෂෙයා වෙන්නේ පුතා වෙබ්සයිට් එකට. ඒතර වෙබ්සයිට් එක ෆලෝ කරන්න හැමෝම එකතු වැඩ ටික කරන්න පුළුවන්. රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් පාටිසිපේට් නොවන අයට රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් ඔක්කොම වෙබ්සයිට් එකේ තියෙනවා. ගිහින් බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ඔක්කොම සිස්ටම් එකේ තියෙන රෙජිස්ටර් වෙලා නැති අය ඉන්නවා නම් රෙජිස්ටර් වෙන්න. ඒක සෑහෙන ලේසි ඔයාලට මැටීරියල් දාන්න, රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් බලන්න, ඇසෙස්මන්ට් දාන්න ඔක්කොම පුළුවන්. Right. Once you completed, hands up. එතකොට මතක තියාගන්න මේ coefficient එක වෙනස් වෙන ඒවා ගොඩක් එක්සෑම් එකට ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ. coefficient එක 2x 2 3 වගේ නේවා අඩුයි. හැබැයි ඒක අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම එකක් ආවොත් එහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. හරි. එතකොට මේකෙත් එන්නේ පුතා ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එකක්. සිමල්ටේනියස් එකෙත් එන්නේ ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක සිනාරියෝ එකකට ගලපන විදිය. right. ඉන්සිඩන්ට් එකක් දීලා quadratic එකක් build up කරලා තමයි අපි solve කරන්නේ. simultaneous එකත් build up කරලා solve කරන්නේ. දැන් අපි මේ solve කරේ equations given and we solved it. But in the exam we have to apply into a certain scenario and then we build up the equation and we solve and take the answers. Right. එහෙනම් පැහැදිලිනේ මේවා ගොඩාක් ගණන් 100ක් 50ක් හදන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. right concept එක ඔලුවට ගන්න. එක ගානක් හදමු අපි තව මේක practice වෙන්න ඔයාලට. ඒ ගාන මම පොඩි වෙලාවක් දෙන්නම් try කරමු බලන්න. ටක් විතර මොකද අර concept එක ඔලුවට යන්න practice කරමු ගානක් විතර මේක ටිකක් සමහරුන්ට අපහසුයි. right මේ question එකට යමු අපි. take this one. 2x squared minus 5x plus 1. අපි මේක හදුන් 3x squared minus 4x minus 4x minus 7 equals 0. 3x squared minus 4x minus 7 equals 0. Right. Take the answer, Puta. And drop me the answer to check whether your answers are okay. Right. Here may be a good value there, good value rather than a difficult simplification. Check it. Right, first take minus 7 to the other side and then divide by 3 all the terms, and here it gives like a proper answer. Okay, right. Okay, we will solve both. Right, so I bring this minus 7 first, right, to the right side, then 3x squared minus 4x, right, equals 7. Okay, then right, divide by 3 all the terms. I make 3 waliන් divide කරන්න. Right, then 3 cancelled, then x squared minus 4x upon 3 equal the other side 7 upon 3. Okay, then what we do, the half of this coefficient square, half of this. तर මං කිව්වා මේකේ half එක ගනිද්දි මොකද වෙන්නේ? 4 upon denominator එක 2 වලින් multiply වෙනවා 6. But you can simplify it 4 and 6. How? 2, 2, 2, 3. Then that is 2 upon 3. So you add now to the both side. Here negative there. So negative 2 upon 3 perfect square to the both side. Okay, then you add negative 2 upon 3 perfect square to the both side. Okay, then I write x squared, right, minus 4x upon 3 here plus 4 upon 2 square, 4 3 squared 9 equal here 7 upon 3 plus here 2 squared 4 upon 9. Now how to write it as a perfect square? So x here minus there, so half of that 4 upon 3, half means 2 upon 3. Here as we simplify, make a half 2 upon 3, write perfect square equal, here the right side, here denominator 3 and 9, make the common denominator 9. So 3 ඒවා තුනක් තියෙනවානේ මේක තුنين එතකොට 3 into 7 21 plus here 9 there, so here 4 as it is. Adding fractions with different denominator, you make the same denominator 9 and you simplify. So now we have x minus 2 upon 3 perfect square equal, right, 25 upon 9. Okay, now check x minus 2 upon 3 equal plus or minus square root. Here 25 upon 9. දැන් පුතා බලන්න. දෙන්නගේම root එක තියෙනවා. Right, what is that? 25 root is 5 upon 9 root is 3. That is becomes root is eliminated because that is like perfect square values 25 and 9. Then that gives the value. Then subject there x minus 2 upon 3 equal plus 5 upon 3. Oh, other one. X minus 2 upon 3 equal negative 5 upon 3. Now bring this one to the other side as 2 upon 3 plus 5 upon 3. Then simplify here 5 plus 2, 7 upon 3. 1. Then subject there, 2 upon 3 goes there, positive, minus 5 upon 3. Then 2 minus 5 means negative 3 upon 3, because same denominator, 2 minus 5, negative 3. Then 3 upon 3 means 1, but negative 1. So here having a fractional value as well as a negative 1. Hands up those who got the answer. This one and this one. දැන් මේ grade 11 syllabus එක සමහර වෙලට ඔයාලා ඉගෙනගෙන නැහැ තාම. නමුත් අද totally done. I O level වලට යනකම් මේක තමයි එන්නේ. හොඳ chance එකක් පුතා හරියටම අල්ල ගන්න ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න. ඕන දෙයක් solve කරගෙන අපි උත්තර වැඩ ටිකක් කරමු. තව මාස 5 තියෙන. right. මගේ පැත්තෙන් උපරිම මම මහන්සි වෙන්නම්. ඔයාලගේ පැත්තෙන් ඔයාලත් හොඳට මහන්සි වෙලා වැඩි කොට දාගන්න. right. okay. ෆෝමියුලා එකත් අද කියලා දෙනවා. right. එතකොට අපි theory part එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් ඉවරයි. ගණන් හදන්න තියෙන්නේ ලොකු ගණන් 5ක් complete. 50ක් හරි second paper එකේ. මම විවිධ ගණන් හදලා practice කරවන්නම්. ඒ ගණන් 5. theory දෙක ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙන්නේ. right. එතකොට අපි paper class එකේ පටන් ගන්නවා. paper 1 එකක් ආයේ අලුත්ම paper set එකක්. එතකොට paper 1 එකත් set වෙනවා හොඳටම. ඔයාලට දැන් මේක through revision එක through paper 2 එකත් cover වෙනවනේ. right. okay. okay, now write the topic. right. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ depth එක equations විතරයි එන්නේ උපරිම maximum. right. So you may have maximum this type of equations only. right. So the x coefficient is like 2 3 whatever value, and the normal equations having x squared coefficient 1. So you may have the solutions. okay. right. right. Then we will move to the solving quadratic by the formula. right. So you know that if in my experience, if I ask, so in exam they are not mentioning by the completing square of the formula, right? Solve the equations they are saying by using any method. But in my experience, I have seen a lot of students prefer not the completing the square, they prefer with formula. I don't know why the reason. Some are afraid with the completing square. That not much hard, right? hard නෑ නේ අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තනේ දැන් process එක මතකනේ එච්චරයි. right. එහෙනම් දැන් බලමු අපි by the formula how to do that one. right. Solving quadratic equations by the formula. So is this formula is given at the exam? no, ඒක දෙන්නේ නැහැ. So it is not given. We have to memorize the formula and take the answers. right. මේක හොඳට අල්ලගන්න formula එක හරි ලීසියි. right. So now I will build up the formula for you. Otherwise you will not have a logic how it came and where it the formula. So I build up the formula in a nice way. You can see that formula how it happens. right. So we know the quadratic equation format is what? Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is the equation format. okay. Quadratic equation format. Now imagine how we solve it. Then අපි මේක solve කරමු as we will solve as we learned in the completing square. So I am going to solve it by using the completing the square method. So what I do, first method, ax squared plus bx, there I bring the constant to the other side as negative c. Positive t goes to the other side. Then what the second step, I check the x squared coefficient, that is a. right. That is not 1, that is having a. Then what need to do? If it is 2, I divided by 2 all the terms. If it is 3, divided by 3. If it is a, then I need to divide it by a, all the terms. Don't be afraid with the algebraic terms. Then a cancelled. Then x squared plus b upon ax equal minus c upon a. okay. Then what's the second step? X coefficient half square to be added. So what is the x coefficients? B upon A. To make perfect square, you need to add half of this coefficient square as we did. This is a fraction. When you take half, what I told you, denominator multiply by 2. Then what is that? B upon A multiplied by 2 means 2A. That is the half of B upon A. So you have to add the square of that one, not to one side. You have to add to the both side, right? B upon 2A perfect square. Okay, this is for completing the square, right? We are doing. So now you can write this one as x plus this one's half to be there. B upon A half means B upon 2A. Okay, then make the perfect square equal here negative C upon A plus what happened here? B squared means B squared. 2A perfect square. 2 square means 4. A squared means A squared. Okay, now extra plus B upon 2A perfect square equal. Right now make the common denominator. Here 4A squared, here A. So make here also 4A squared. How to see? You multiply by 4A to make denominator same, both sides. And here as it is. Okay. Now I write x plus b upon 2a perfect square equal here minus 4ac on the top below 4a squared. Okay. Plus here b squared upon 4a squared. Okay. Now you can write 4a squared the common denominator. I write b squared to the front and negative values to the second 4ac. That is x plus b upon 2a perfect square. බය වෙන්න එපා මේවා පොඩ්ඩක් අවුල් වුණාට මේක build up කරන්න ඉන්නේ නෑ ඔයාලට. හරි? බයි කියන විදිහ මම කියලා දෙන්න. Then square is there. So take the square root both side. Take the square root. So x plus b upon 2a equal plus or minus square root here. Square root on the top b squared minus 4ac. ඒකේ root එක ගත්තා යට කෙනාගේ square root එක ගන්න ඕන 4a squared square root. Okay, then x plus b upon 2a equal plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, right? Upon here, what is the square root? Take 4 square root is 2, then a squared square root. A squared square root එක කවුද a? So that becomes a. So now subject x, so x equal plus b upon 2 goes to the b upon 2a goes to the other side as negative b upon 2a plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Now take the denominator 2a, same denominator. So x equal 2a is the denominator. Okay, then here minus b there. Here plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. So that is the equations you build up. Okay, so that is the formula. So tell me the formula now. X equal minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Me upon 2a සම්පූර්ණ එකටම division එක. Totally division by 2a. Okay, understood? So that is the formula you have to remember for the exam. Well, again, x equal minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, that's the formula. Okay, Putta, build up this one. Make a harima lazy. Make building up is not required in the ordinary level syllabus, but in the syllabus it is explained how it comes, but on the exam we haven't seen how to build up this one, but in A-level maths we are building up this one. Okay, write this one. X equal minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. What we did here, we did complete in the square. Right. Once you finish, you can raise your hand. Then I will teach you how to apply this, apply the values to the formula. Make a more lazy lamai. This is very easy. You can easily catch up. Right. Right. Okay. And now what is the formula, Puta? Right. Tell me, make right. Make this formula on a board and attach this one to the place where you studied. Okay, this is very important, right? This is not given in the whole level paper. You have to remember the formula if you apply the formula for finding the quadratic solutions. Right, tell me what is the formula. X equal, right, minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac upon 2a. Upon 2a means here, upon 2a, right? That is the formula. Then how it generate two solution? Here, plus and minus occasions there. So you need to consider plus occasion, one solution, minus occasion, another solution, two solutions. How it generate, okay? Right. Now we will solve an quadratic equations with use of this formula. That is very easy, just substituting only. Okay, right. We will do the an example, then we can cover up all the theory part today. So I take x squared minus 6x minus 3 equals 0. This is the quadratic I am going to solve. See there. Then first thing, the equation shall be in the form of, what is the form of the equation? Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, because we solve this type of equation. Whenever any terms in the right side except 0, you have to bring all the terms to the left side and arrange in that format. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. All the terms at the side, x squared terms, then x terms and the constant term equals 0 should be in the right side. Now, so compare these two. A is what? A is the x squared coefficient. So what is B? B is the x coefficient, right? C is the constant term. Badly, right? That is clear. So now you have to write what is the A of this equation. A is the x squared coefficient, that is 1. Okay, B is the x coefficient, that is minus 6 with the sign you take. Then C is the constant there. C is -3. Right, that is fine. With the sign you have to catch up with. But be careful, don't do any mistakes or taking these values. Okay, then A1, B -6, C -3. Okay, then you write the formula x square x equal minus b plus or minus this formula. Now just substituting x equal, right, put minus first, minus, and now see the b. B is -6. Now keep a bracket and put b value. Otherwise you write minus, b is -6. No, minus sign, think that is not belongs to b, minus, then put b. B is -6. Okay, plus or minus square root b squared. For b now you substitute -6 squared minus 4 into a into c, there into a means what, into c, into c is -3, right? Okay, keep a bracket, divide by 2 into a is 1. That's it. Now be carefully simplify. X equal negative multiplication, then it become +6. Okay, then plus or minus square root. -6 squared means what? 6 into 6, 36. Negative then square means +36. Okay, -6 into -6 means +36. Then negative multiplication here, then it becomes positive. Then 4 into 1, 4 into 3, 12. And name again, sign check the sign and take it. Then 4 into 1 into 3, 12. Divide by 2 into 1, 2. Then x equals 6 plus or minus square root. Now check 36 plus 12. Then 6 plus 2, 8. 3 plus 1, 4. 42, 48 upon 2. Okay, then x equal, now this is third to be further simplified. Imagine, so at the side you can simplify it. Square root 48, how you simplified? So check with the product of a whole perfect square and the other number. So 48, I feel that 16 into 3. So what are the perfect square? 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Check as a product of that number, this one, 48. So I feel it is now 16 into 3. Then root 16 as 4 and offer root side to 3. 16 root 4, then offer root value to 3. Then 4 root 3. So you substitute now instead of 48, 4 root 3. Okay, upon 2. Now, like two option, positive option, take one answer. So what is that answer? X equal 6 plus 4 root 3 upon 2. Or the other answer, x equal, I write here, but you have to write parallelly. 6 minus 4 root 3 upon 2. Now check how you simplify. Here 2, here 6, here 4. See, all these three constants are divided by 2. Individually divide by 2 all the terms. 6 divide by 2. Oh, you can take here's 2 common factor. Then take out 2. Then to make 6, 3 plus. To make 4, you have 2 root 3. Then remove the bracket. 2 into 3, 6. 2 into 2, 4 root 3. Yes, upon 2. Now you can see these two cancelled. Then final answer for x here 3 plus 2 root 3. Okay. Then in the exam root 3 given, then substitute and solve. So here as well, take 2 common factor on the top. Then 3 minus 2 root 3 upon 2. Now you can see this 2 cancel. Then here as the x answer 3 minus 2 root 3. Okay, here 3 plus 2 root 3 and here 3 minus 2 root 3. When root 3 given, you can find out. Okay, that's it. What about the formula? Is it hard? Just formula, and here only the substitution only, right? නිකන් අපි යන්ත්‍රයක් වගේ මේකට substitute කරලා simplify කරන එක විතරමයි තියෙන්නේ. Right? හිතන්න කිසිම දෙයක් නැහැ. Simplification එක carefully කරන්න. The other reason, remember that inside this square root value, it cannot be have final answer negative. If you get negative answer, that means it is an incorrect. In our A-level maths, we learned that is having not real roots. Okay. But in O-level maths, all the equations having real roots when the equations are given. So mistakenly imagine you got here minus 48 as the final answer square root. Inside that minus 48 final answer. So it cannot be, right? Don't put that minus square root 48. So we cannot take a minus value square root. It is imaginary number. In your level, we are not learning that one. So mistakenly, if you get that incorrect answer, negative square root value, that is wrong. Then again check this simplification. Remember that. Okay, right, correct it. So I think that is done. This part also write down near to that. Just substituting. So here no issue with x squared coefficient. It may be 2, 3, whatever. No problem. No any specific separate method for that one. Right? Similar methods. Just identify A, B, C. But here the format should be in this way. X squared terms, x terms, constant term. Other sides equal mark and 0 should be there. If it is mixed in the both side, you have to bring all the terms to a side and arrange into this format, and then make what is A, what is B, what is C, write the formula and correctly, carefully substitute the terms. Then your answer would be okay. But here, be careful with the simplifications. Otherwise, you will get incorrect answers. Okay, write it down. And Sabdu, so good that got the idea of the formula. Once you finish writing, then you can raise your hand. Right. Everyone, are you clear with the substitution? That is not much hard, right? Just substituting into the BAC and simplification only, right? පැහැදිලි නේද? ඉතින් ගොඩාක් දේවල් මේක නෑ, complex නෑ. It is not complex, right? So do we need to prove the formula at the exam? No, you can use directly the formula, but remember the correct formula. Otherwise, what happened? You are doing a wrong formula and you are giving the wrong answer. You are spending a lot of time for one questions, but at the beginning, you got a mistake. Right? ආවොත් ලකුණු 10යි ගියොත් ලකුණු 0 වෙන්න පුළුවන් ගානක් ෆෝමියුලා එක. කම්ප්ලීටිං ස්ක්වයර් එක ළමයි අකමැති වුණාට පුතා ඒකේ වර්ධින්නේ නැහැ. ඒතර හිතුවොත් මේකෙත් වර්ධින්නේ නැහැ. හරියට සිම්ප්ලිෆයි කරලා මේක අර ලොජිකල් නැහැ. නේද? අරක නම් තේරෙනවා මේක ඇයි මෙහෙම ගන්න ස්ටෙප් බයි ස්ටෙප්ස් අපි යනවා. මේකේ මොකවත් නැහැ. කෙලින්ම ඉක්වේෂන් එක මෙහෙම හදාගත්තා. මේකට සබ්ස්ටිටියුට් කරා. හරියට නිකන් මැෂින් එකකට මාළුව දැම්මා ටින් එක හැදිලා වගේ වැඩක්. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ ඇතුලේ මොකද උනේ කියලා. අවසාන උත්තර දෙක එනවා. Right. However, you can follow any method as your preference. I am not forcing any method to you to do. But remember, in exam, I feel sometimes they will ask, by completing this square, solve this. In that case, you are in trouble. You cannot use the formula. But up to now, they are not giving a specific method. They mention by formula or any other method, or by completing the square or any other method. Any other method means that another method, right? But better learn the both method precisely. Okay, right? Here the specialty in exam, they will give the root value. Right. So what is our next plan? So that is done. So you can, I think you can understand. So you can do what we did for the completing this square. Take that same equations, right? Same equations and use the formula method ABC and substitute it and check whether completing square same answer should be given in the formula. Both answers shall equal same, shall be same. හරි නේද? අරකින් හදපු ගණන් ටිකම ආයෙ හදලා බලන්න ගෙදරදී ෆෝමියුලා එකට දාලා ABC දාලා අරක එනවා ආන්සර් එක කියලා එන්න ඕනේ හරියටම හදුවා. Right. So this is our program, right? So today I completed all the theory parts of the equations even in grade 10 maths and the 11 as suited into the O-level paper, right? So our next day plan, right? I will share a tutorial by this week to the website which covers these 5 chapters as we discussed, the percentage, then graphs, then statistic and simultaneous, simple, then quadratic equations. So these are 5 questions of the O-level paper. So I will make mixed questions weekly by weekly. We will practice 4 to 3 weeks and we will check whether you are okay with the done lesson part. So you can study the learning fact we did under the fast track theory within these few weeks and get ready for that one. Maybe tomorrow night, this tutorial will be available to you at the website. Tomorrow night you can take it and do the questions they are in. Okay, start doing that question, because I thought that not moving with the other questions, we need to practice 50% here, because 50% of the paper is here. You can cover up five questions, totally 50 marks. Okay, we will practice that one for few sessions, then you will be in a good position, right? We will do different questions. Any questions you can see, I will give the answer, right? Because you also have to have the confidence like that. Okay, we will do a good thing. For paper class, we are gonna release paper number 25. That also will be released to the website by this week onwards. So you can collect the paper number 25. That is a new paper which contains a first paper, and Okay, Pute, I think that is okay to you. But as a homework, practice that formula. But you know that how these equations come in the O-level paper, not the equation given and solve it. That is also an application. We will do with that question paper tutorial. How to build up the quadratic and then solve it. So we discussed today the solving part. That is okay. Then the building up not much hard. I will tell you with the questions by next week onwards. Okay, right. So I completed all the lesson from my part. So we will practice this one. Keep in touch with the website and the messages there. Okay. Good night, everyone. Have a nice weekend, and we'll meet by paper with Saturday and fast track by Sunday. Bye, bye.